creating and managing sequences. A sequence consists of a list of more tracks that can be scheduled and aired as if it were a single item. The tracks in a sequence will therefore not fill more on-air slots. The only occupied will be the one containing the sequence element. When a sequence is queued, on the slot appears the label sequence tag and an indicator that shows which item in the sequence is playing and the total number of items. At the end of an item, the sequence remains on the first slot, though playing the next item. The sequence leaves from the first slot only after all the items contained have been played. Inside the sequence, you can insert individual audio files or categories from which the songs are automatically selected following the on-air rules. To create a new sequence, click the Sequence section to the right and then click the Add Sequence button. In the Add Sequence window, insert a name for the sequence and drag the items that will compose the sequence from the right list to the item list on the left. The order of items in the items list will be the actual order of the sequence. The list on the right allows you to view and add individual tracks, categories, or web streams inside the sequence. It's also possible to set a background track that will play behind the elements of the sequence. In the Add Sequence window, enable the background option and drag a track from the list on the right to the option field. Choose from which element of the sequence the background will start and from which one will end, using the play from the position and to the position controls. The background music must be edited with a low volume setting to avoid the background itself overhang the other elements, There will be no automatic control of the volume for the background when playing the sequence. It's possible to automatically skip a sequence that contains expired items before it's played. To do so, enable the Don't Play if contains expired or invalid items option. Sequences are mainly displayed in the Sequences section used for the sequence browsing. Sequences section allows you to edit or remove sequences from the cloud at any time. To do this, use the two buttons on the left side of the sequence name. Creating and managing playlists. A playlist is a list made up of a specific number of items to be broadcast. Unlike sequences, playlists retain the elements as independent objects, placing them in more on-air slots, one for each item. This means that you can manually change the order of the items on the fly. To create a new playlist, click the Playlist section to the right and then click the Add Playlist button. In the Add Playlist window, insert a name and a reference date and time for the playlist in the fields above. Drag the items that will compose the playlist from the right list to the items list on the left. The order of items in the items list will be actual order of the playlist. The list on the right allows you to view and add individual tracks, categories, sequences, or web streams inside the playlist. It is also possible to specify whether a scheduled playlist must be queued in the Playlist on Air section instead of replacing the already queued items. To do so, enable the Queue to Playlist on Air option. Click OK to confirm. Playlists are mainly displayed in the Playlist section used for playlist browsing. Playlist section allows you to edit or remove playlists from the cloud at any time. To do this, use the two buttons on the left side of the playlist name. Creating and managing web streams. Inonda allows you to play audio streams that must have a certain duration. To create a new web stream, click the Web Streams section to the right and then click the Add Streaming button. In the Add Streaming window, insert a title for the streaming and all the required connection parameters. The Add Streaming window allows you to specify, in addition to the title, the following parameters: streaming URL, duration, volume, HLS, reconnect attempts, interval in seconds to reconnect and reset after number of seconds of continuous play. Streaming URL defines the address link to the streaming. Generally, the URL can be entered in the format protocol, hostname, port. The most common protocols are HTTP, HTTPS, FTP, MMS, and so on. It's possible to use the button on the right of the field to test the URL you entered. Duration defines the duration after which the web stream is stopped automatically and let Inonda play the next item. Volume sets the volume of the web stream playback from 0 to 100. Enable the HLS option if you want to use HTTP live streaming. In case of disconnection, the reconnect attempts permits Inonda tries to reconnect the web stream by the number of the times defined by the user. Interval in seconds to reconnect sets the number of seconds from 1 to 100 to wait between an attempt and the other. Reset after a number of seconds of continuous play is the number of recognition attempts will be reset if the stream plays again for at least the number of seconds defined by the user. Click OK to confirm. Web streams are mainly displayed in the Web Streams section used for web streams browsing. Web Streams section allows you to listen, edit, or remove web streams from the cloud at any time. To do this, use the three buttons on the left side of the web stream name.